Hey everyone, welcome to the ninth annual She Rocks Awards. We are on the virtual red carpet with Margaret Cho.
Hi, hi,
Hi,
hi.
Margaret.
Hi.
Look at you. You look like a 10-year-old teenager in your room dreaming about winning an award.
I know, dreaming of the day that I would one day win. No, but this is great. I mean, this is great that we could have an award show. We could celebrate virtually. We could celebrate women in rock, and this is so. I mean, I have to be so grateful for it. I really am.
Why, Margaret, why? I mean, look, I know you. Why is it important though that there's award shows like this that are specifically for women?
Because we're still not at a place of equality, that we still have so far to go, even though we've gone far. We've come a long way, baby, but never long enough. We won't get there until we're equal. And this sort of event is really important to remind us of that, to remind us of that fight and that struggle. And, we have to be here to celebrate each other. I think to be successful as a woman, you have to be twice as talented to get half of the credit. If that, I mean, I don't even think that's the right proportions. I think it's much less even. I mean, we have to have so much more than guys do. And so I'm just glad that we have an area where we can celebrate each other and really be here for each other.
Yeah. Are you excited about any of your fellow recipients this year?
Well, the Go-Go's for sure. I mean, they are really they're the first rock show I ever went to. They're sorry, I'm getting like choked up because I love them and I know them so well, and I I just couldn't even imagine as a kid, like, thinking about being friends with them, which I am, all of them. And so I'm so elated that they're going to be celebrated here. I love the documentary. I love all of their music. And so, they've been a big part of my life, and so it's very exciting to be a part of this whole thing with them.
Yeah. And also Nancy Wilson is being honored. Do you want to take a sip of water? Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that dog. He's like, give me some of that water.
There's calamansi in it.
Who?
Calamansi.
Who's
I've been drinking.
Calamansi? I never heard of her.
Calamansi is she's a citrus fruit from the Philippines. She's a different kind of lemon. Nancy Wilson, I mean, of course, heart. You can't even um, you can't even start talking about women in rock without giving it to the Wilson sisters for being there. Like every time I put on a prairie dress, I do my Anne cosplay. I'm like real. I'm like real the Magic Man days kind of like. I'm very much like I wish I could just have a hawk land on my arm. Like it's very. I just. But Nancy's like she rocks so hard. She's such an amazing player. As a guitar player myself, I'm always just really moved when I see her, and she's really the aspirational person. So she's like the woman rocker. Her, Wendy Malvoin, these women guitarists like kill me. Takaki King, like all of them are so important to the evolution of rock, and I think she's incredible.
Yes. I love it. You are Dreamboat Annie.
Yes.
Oh,
I really like, I just want to like, switch out all the I's with Y's in my life. I just want to start using like like a very sort of like a lot of parchment paper and then burn the edges. It's like very I'm so into the aesthetic, and I'm like I'm living for it.
love it. Tell me about like making your own music and the fact that, you took a real leap and you decided to like learn guitar, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, I think it's important to diversify. I love like an old showbiz model of like the a performer or entertainer that does it all, because you would go and you would have like this long career in movies, and then you would go to Las Vegas and put on a big stage show, kind of like Debbie Reynolds or Ann Jillian. somebody that was like a dancer, open a dance school. I mean, I think that there's so much to be said for an all-around entertainer, which I really aspire to be. I mean, of course, there's definitely people who do it now. Somebody like Lady Gaga, of course, and so I'm definitely working towards that. I love music. I've been around music for my entire life, and so to be able to sing and play is really a wonderful addition to what I do as a comedian. So it's really, I love it. And I think that these women in rock, especially, I think the Go-Go's really had a lot to do with it, because seeing them as this band playing their own music, playing their own instruments, rocking out, and being like in front of the sea of teenage girls who really were like all embracing the dream of the 80s together. It's really stayed with me.
Yeah. What do you think this year for you was your biggest takeaway? Like, what did you learn about yourself?
I think what I learned about myself this year is how much I really do identify as a stand-up comedian, and how much I feel really it is sort of this halt of everything because I haven't been able to do stand-up. But it's also given me a chance to be at home, be really in the depth of my clay pot cookery, and really enjoying the low and slow lifestyle. It's super weird, but I do long for the day that we can get back out there and do stand-up comedy and be out on the road.
Yes, absolutely. But do you think that you had an advantage because you were sort of doing podcasts before this, and were you
Yeah,
somewhat prepared for
I don't know if I would say prepared for anything, but I definitely was lucky in that I had other job avenues that I could take up, because I've done a lot of animation this year, which I'm really very happy about, and podcasting and guesting on other podcasts. So there was an ability to take what I do and kind of grow it in a different way. So that's good. But it's definitely something like I really miss touring, and I realize how much time I spent on the road now. And I know everybody also in rock, we all know like this is the main thing that we do is go out on tour. So it's been a very strange year for all of us.
yeah. Well, it looks like it, as someone said, 2020 put on a wig and came out as 2021 so far.
So it's like basically it's like lip syncing for our lives in 2021. 2020, it's like come back for an all stars in 2021.
So
It's so
far.
crazy so far,
So
but it's
far.
gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
It's going to get better. Okay. Well, what would you like to say to other women out there that are, looking at the She Rocks Awards? What can they take away from an award show like this?
Well, what women can take away from it is that we've got to support each other. We've got to be here for each other. We have to acknowledge who's come before and really give props to them. And certainly, this is really an area where we can all learn from each other and understand that we're going to get there. We're going to find a place where we're equal, and we're going to get there with each other's help.